Right, I am back with a new piece of cardstock. To the side of me is my tablet, and you can just see the edge of the pastels. So we're just going to do this. It's a little photo I took from down at the allotment. We're going to simplify it. I'm not going to put all of the details in. I specifically want to really just capture the flowers. So I think what I'm going to do is mark out my space. So I'm just going to, as usual, at least for me anyway, I like to work in squares, so we're just going to loosely mark out a square, like that. Right, now I'm going to do this in a completely different order than what I would normally do, and I am actually going to start with the flowers, and I'm just going, just want this to be kind of loose. So, got a grouping of flowers here-ish. So I'm just gonna it's the only one of the yellow centers I can see. Oh, I can see one that's there. Okay. And then one there. And there's this really beautiful big one here. And a kind of one there. There's also this little one over here. It's lower than that one, above that one. So I'm going to put it back here. They're all kind of pointing that way. Because I think that's mostly where they get the sun. I don't think I'll do the rest of the flowers that are in this, but I might do some of the different leaves and stuff. So it is a very pale pink, so I'm going to use this stupid rose colour that we saw earlier. Bear in mind how translucent this one was, so and it's just sketchy. I'm not interested in massive details or anything like that. I'm just going, right, where are these flowers? And then over here, they're very pretty. I'll have to work out what these things are. No, that more pointy. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, I know they're not that close together, but I actually want them a bit closer. I also want this one to be off the page. I want there to be a sense that there's more going on in the background and there's more going off to the page. So there's that one there. And I've got this one. Yeah, I have put them a wee bit close together, but that's alright, actually. I don't mind that too much. It's quite nice actually having them grouped together like that. I'm going to do this one. Hear all the tourists outside as usual. There's a little one. It's kind of side on like that. And obviously we have our really big one. Actually, when you look closely, you can see that the actual petals themselves have really interesting shape. They actually kind of fluted at the end. And then this other one, which is down here in this bucket, haven't we? Well, not in the bucket, but it's just sitting above the bucket there. I mean, good on my allotment neighbour. This is from his allotment and not from mine. And that's mostly because... Put the shelf back in. Come here. You don't want to go back, fine. Just sit there then. His garden is... His allotment space is full of flowers as well as vegetables, so it's really quite lovely. Also want to do these little really bright pink ones. So there's one, I'm just going to do one here. In fact, I want to do the yellow centres first. So one there, and then one there. Just because they add this really amazing kind of pop of colour, which I think is lovely. And I'm not going to do the actual full dark colour yet. Look how translucent that colour is, you can barely even see it. Yeah, like that. Okay. Now, these things have got really long dark red stalks, so we're gonna get that in. Actually not sure, because they're actually planted in a pot that's down here that you can't actually see, so... And that's fine. I just want that one to be a little thicker, just because that's the one right at the front. And that comes down. We've got this one as well. You can just see a little bit more of the backs of that one. And that one. And I can't actually see the stalks of the bright pink ones, so I'm going to make them on similar stalks, and only because I just want to keep that in line. Right, so now we've got some flowers kind of coming up. Now I want to use this one, I think. Just around these yellow centres is these beautiful little pink kind of lines, so we're just gonna put those lines in. And you kind of see them wherever there's any of these where I can see the centres. I need to kind of put some of this in. It's always right at the bottom of the petal where it joins. It's very pretty. I'm assuming it's a good way to show insects where the centre is. I'm sure that the nature enthusiasts out there will explain it in full, but I think it just looks pretty. Yeah, right, put that down. And the darker pink ones do actually have more of a kind of reddy orange haze around their centres. You only just see it in the photo, so I'm just gonna add a little bit like that. Now you want to strengthen the centres, these, so we're just going to dab some of this in. Including down there, although theirs is slightly more orangey, so we'll do that. Now I want to get some of these leaves in because there's such a variety of leaves. Whatever this is has got some really funny, almost fennel-like. This isn't fennel, is it? No, fennel doesn't sprout daisies. But it is almost fennel-like leaves, which kind of just will give a green haze. But you have got some darker, big leaves from. What is that? I think that's a vegetable he's got growing in that pot. So it's not a courgette. Certainly big leafed anyway. So, it might be a pumpkin or a squash, because I'm pretty sure he had squashes in there, so... But we'll get some of that in. So you can see that comes... We're going to bring that down. There. And there's another one behind, which we're just going to do like that, I think. Can't see much of them, but what you can see is enough that I want to get it in. So I'm just going to do some of them back there like that, I think. I'm trying to think what I want to do with the rest of the background, because it's mostly grey, which is weird, but at the same time, it's these big paving slabs, so I don't want to do loads of green on top, so realistically I want to get some of the green in for this. It's so wispy, so but it is one of the lighter colours, and of the ones that you'll see when I do the painting, I think it's going to be quite a bright colour. I'll go that way. Yeah, this stuff does not layer very well at all. It won't even go over each other. Like the red stalks. Nah, not even touched. It's so funny. Because you're kind of working with it thinking, right, what is this going to achieve? And the honest to God answer is, yeah, interesting is what we're going to achieve. Where we got? We got another one going that way. Okay, we're done with that, I think. Probably gonna get more of this green in. Just because I want to focus on where it's going and what's going on behind it. Like that. Now there's nasturtium in this bottom corner. I'm quite tempted to kind of bring it in. you can kind of see where this is going. I'm going to need to start putting some darker colours in though. So we're going to go to one of our darker greens and get a nasturtium in. Also need to darken this edge slightly, because this is where it shadows. This one on top of that one creates that shadow. Like that. And there's a smaller one just kind of sitting here. Small, just a little round one. Like that. And these, I kind of want to just make this one at the back slightly darker. So the ones that are in front of it are lighter. Like that. So it's kind of coming together in a rather weird way. Right, I do want to get these slabs in. So I've got one going that way. So we're going to put this line in. That's where this slab's going. This is quite a wide bit because its slabs are all on different levels, so, and being an allotment, they're not, they're not cemented in, so it's not lined up in any way. So there's one, and then the other one goes kind of off in this direction. And then step where the greenhouse is, but we'll probably ignore the greenhouse and just put another slab in. And this slab, this one is slightly more, slightly higher than the other one. So and then we're just going to make something up there, but it'll do. The slab itself's got a lot of lines and patterning, but I actually don't want to do too much because it's background and I want this to be the foreground, so we're going to ignore that. I am going to use I'm going to use the black, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of shading down here and also along this edge, so it'll be darker along the bottom edge. Way and there. So hopefully this is making sense so far in all its glory. Now the slabs have got several different colours, so I think what I might do is do this one first. The thing is with oil pastels is, if you're going to do them loosely, like I'm doing here for this sketch, then you want to make sure that all your marks are going in the right direction and that they're going in the direction of what you're painting. If the thing that you're painting has got any pattern, you want to be making sure it's going in the direction of that pattern. And the reason for that is because it's very easy for oil pastels to get very messy and very muddy. So if you want to keep them as clean as possible and keep your colours as clean as possible, you want to do quite minimal mark making. So you want it very much to be lots of gaps, lots of line works, lots of cross hatching, and you want to just keep layering over the top but in the same direction. If you try to really properly cross hatch with oil pastels, they will blend and they will turn into an absolute mess. So definitely do not recommend in any way whatsoever. to do that. And just make sure that you keep, as you see, I'm not layering loads down. I'm not after layering loads down. I'm just doing what I need to do. And filling in areas loosely to represent what we're looking at. I will make this probably darker lower down and also more green. And then it will be lighter up here, but we're gonna just fill that for the minute. Probably looks like I'm putting a lot of grey down, and I am, but that's fine, and you'll see why when we start adding other colours in. And that's when we start getting a bit more interest in our background, and that it's not all grey, which is a lovely colour, don't get me wrong, but is also not the colour we're going to be after for what we're doing. There's going to be a lot more green going in briefly. Now remember, our main focal points are these flowers here. This is what we want to be looking at. We do not want to be getting distracted by other things in the corner of the page or off to the side. We want everybody, when they are looking at this piece, to be looking at this bit. So this is how we're looking so far. Let me bring it up closer. There we go. Don't know how well focused that is. No, hopefully that's a bit better. Right. We will continue. And we're going to do some of our warm dark greens, which we're going to add in this bottom corner. And we are working around the little stems that we've already put in. And all the little leaves that we put in earlier. So we're actually just working around those. We just want this darker at this end, lighter at this end. We also want it more green down here and more grey up there. So, start to see this coming to life now. Now, this has got a lot of veining and stuff in it, so I do want to get some of that in. But I need to finish working on this first. We'll get even darker yet, I think, as we go into this corner. See if I'm thinking that green, I reckon, is probably going to be a lot darker. This one. This is our dark blue green, so let's have a look. Yeah, how much darker that is. So it'll bring this leaf out. So you can start to see the layers building now. So dark, kind of medium, to light going that way. Where'd that one go? You also see how much it stains your fingers. Now I want to get some lighter colours in to our paving stones. So this is the second to lightest colour. There is another one that's just slightly lighter still, which will give us our finishing colour. And again, I'm just following on and following the direction of the patterns. I do want it significantly lighter at the top. Yes, this is getting there. Now, a bit more of a vibrant green going on for this. It's got all this beautiful veining, which I will try to put some in. Yeah. It's really very much of this kind of lighter colour. Like that. Okay, right. Let's lighten, go with our final lighter colour for our paving stones, and we want quite a bit of it at the top, and then as it comes down, less of. Now remember, we still haven't touched the flowers at all yet. We've just, they're there, but nothing more. And we will be working on them very shortly. There we go, look at that. So we've got some light coming into the dark, coming down. which is great. Now, yeah, we want to do these pink flowers. There's one. We're just looping the pink over the top of the existing pink. Like that. They're pretty, aren't they? And then we're going to go... I don't really have a very pale blue pink, what I've used. So we're going to go for the peachy colour, which I noted in the swatch. It's quite a bright colour. Yeah, look at that. And then where I've got petals that are to the back of me or that I want darker, then I will use a slightly darker colour, I think. Look how stunning those flowers are. So I'm just looking for which ones are the lightest ones, which ones are not, which ones need this colour and which ones will need the other one. And actually most of these are fine with both colours. So I mean, some I will just, like this one, I'll just layer both colours together. Just like that. And then we'll layer the darker one over the top, which is going to be this one. And this is a bit peach. So I think this is just too... I don't know. Actually, it will work. I think just... And this one, which is in the shadow underneath, so it can just be that colour. Like that. That's nice. Right. I get some more of this back in. It's because I'm missing its bright greenness. I just want to make sure that where I had it before. Now notice that when I try and go over this sort of colour with it, it just blends it into nothing. But where I'm going over where I put it previously, it's now standing out, and that's kind of what you've got to watch for with these sorts of cheap oil pastels. That's what I meant when I said earlier about this layering and having to be really careful about how you layer, because it won't work otherwise, because it becomes mud too easily and too quickly. So what do we think, guys? It's a really quick and decent sketch with some really pretty nasty and cheap oil pastels, but still that's come out not too badly. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you guys will join me for doing the actual pastel painting of this very shortly. Ta-ta for now.